You know the type of guy that was a jock in high school but ended up becoming a huge nerd? You know, someone that's not afraid to make a fool of themselves on the internet. And someone that likes to shoot polaroid a little too much. Did I say huge nerd? You know, just an ordinary, everyday guy. Well, that's me. I'm just another Chris. My bad. You probably can't hear me either. You probably can't hear me. Hang on. I'm testing. You can't hear me. Wait, can you hear me? I don't think you can. 1 second. You can hear me now, can't you? You should be able to hear me now. You could hear me the whole time? You could hear me just fine? Oh, didn't even know. I as you can see, I have a new set going on. This is the podcast set. As you can tell, I wanted to do a little test. I asked Dave, if you're in the house, Dave, for your help, but no, you weren't available. So I figured, why not go live and test it? So I did some changing in my settings, and I couldn't remember if I had the trigger for the audio, this one, working or not. Oh, hang on. There's one more thing I got fixed. Okay. That should have done it. Hopefully. There's a wire now. It's a mess. This is the impromptu. This is not a scheduled proper live stream. It's more of a hangout, a test, as you can see. Don't be watching and driving. Don't be watching and driving. That's not good. That's not good. But yes, hello, welcome. How's it sound now? Does it sound good? This mic stand sucks, by the way. It really sucks. You can't like position the mic. It just droops and spins freely. Terrible mic stand. Terrible. Oh yeah. What do you guys think? This is not the final set. I got some work to do in here. But like I was saying, I was getting the program, the software set up for this particular set. I had it all set up for the main set over there, which is still set up for the Halloween special. I've been busy and mostly just lazy and haven't taken it down and reset everything. So if you guys saw the last video I just posted, it wasn't filmed there. It was filmed off to the side with my paper backdrop roll stuff. So, but anyway, I was getting this set up to start the podcast. Yeah, podcast is coming very, very soon. You can hear me, but can't see you. Oops, gotta kind of open my eyes. Yes, that would help. That would very help a lot. But yeah, podcast coming. I've talked about doing this podcast forever. I should have named this quick live stream, hey, podcast announcement, but it's not. But this is the work in progress podcast set for guests, that is, virtual guests. I'm going to be filming the first episode for the podcast on Wednesday, actually. Yeah, I got a very special guest. We're going to be interviewing, talking about some instant photography things. Really cool individual that is creating and already has created some pretty unique products for polaroid cameras, such as the SX70 camera. So that's a little quick tease there. But interviewing him, he's calling in from the UK, so that's going to be really fun. And then I'm going to have in-person guests as well, but that won't be filmed on this one. This will probably be filmed over on the main set over there, but I will need to reposition and figure out a new setup to be able to do that. I'm not really set up for it. But I have a couple in-person ones, not officially booked yet, but in the progress, in communication, let's say. It's going to be really fun. I can't wait. I've been wanting to do it for a long time. The podcast, that is. Need a screwdriver, tighten those screws. It's not. See, that's the thing with this mic arm. It's supposed to be freely moved to we can reposition it. However, if you have a heavier mic on here, it just spins. You can't tighten it any further. It's dumb. It's not very good. It was technically sent to me by Rode. Not to me specifically, but through another company I work with. Live Stream Pros, shout out to you. It was sent for reviews and stuff, and I'm over there doing product reviews and editing and shooting their videos. So every now and then, I get a little freebie, like this mic stand. Not the greatest one, though. Not the greatest one. I should do a video where you rate your followers' size. Yes, I get that comment quite frequently, but more recently, I've been getting that comment. And I am keeping that in mind. I think it would be really fun. I might even do that. I've even considered doing it on a live stream, like a live like Q&A / critiquing stream. I think it'd be pretty fun. And that way you guys could be a part of that process, and as long as you guys keep it positive and constructive. That's been one of my concerns when doing, or one of my concerns for the reason I haven't done those types of streams or videos, because I mean, I want people to, everyone's at a different skill level when it comes to anything, but more specifically on this channel, it would be instant photography, and everyone is either just starting or been around for a while, and so there's varying levels of experience. I know when I did some of my photo contests, I've got some angry emails from viewers saying, I've been doing this for 10, 15, X amount of years, and I can't believe my photo wasn't the winner, and the winner ended up having some wearing. I'm just complaining about, you're critiquing their stuff in just a negative light. I don't want to do that. I don't want to subject people to those types of criticisms, because being on the internet in content career, that is, more specifically towards me, you have to have a thick skin, and not everyone has that. So I want to find a way that I can do it in a positive and constructive way. So we'll see what happens. Duct tape. Yeah, duct tape does fix everything, but in my field, it would be gaff tape. If you know what gaff tape is, shout out to you, gaff tape. Filmmakers tape. It's quite nice, and it doesn't leave a residue. It's just as strong as duct tape in a sense, but it's not permanent like duct tape can be. I'm the only one who comments that on every live. Well, thank you. I have received multiple like DMs over on Instagram, as well as Instagram live streams and stuff from people. I do a lot of Instagram stuff. That's when I mainly use that for communicating more one-on-one and direct with, you all you lovely peoples. And then if you're not, as well as the Discord as well. If you're not in the Discord, what are you waiting for? I don't know if it's linked. Yeah, it should be. Yeah, it should be in the description of this live stream if you are interested in joining the Discord. And then now there's a private Discord channel for the Spitfire Club members. Consider maybe possibly checking it out. Ooh, I think I do. Look at that. Yeah, I know what I'm doing. Consider checking it out. I need to rebrand that though. I just rebranded the membership to the Spitfire Club. It's gonna be really fun. Oh, and I just internally on Patreon, aka Spitfire Club. Whoops, I pushed the wrong button. There it is. I just announced I'm dialing in the day for the first ever Zoom call with all the Spitfire members. So if you want to join in on that, consider joining. And plus you get loads of other goodies such as monthly photos sent to your door, exclusive videos you won't see anywhere else. And I'm still workshopping this. I may abandon it. We'll see, but I'll just brainstorm right now with y'all. I'm considering doing the podcast publicly for free for everyone to watch as an audio version, and then maybe doing a video podcast exclusively for members. That's what I'm workshopping right now. I have a feeling though I might just upload the video as well to YouTube. We'll see. Still figuring it out. I've been teasing a podcast for like the last 5 years, so I'm finally getting it locked in and doing it. Now just figuring out where I'm gonna put it, but it's gonna be. I have a strong feeling this will be on YouTube. Maybe I could upload an audio only version on YouTube and then do the video on Patreon too. I want to give a lot to the patron members, aka the Spitfire Club members. So yeah, it's gonna be really fun. Get caught up here. Yeah. I've been a photographer for 10 years. Yeah, exactly. I used to build houses and been in construction and stuff, so I dealt with a lot of like people, older guys and gals say, I've been doing this for 30 years. I'm like, yeah, you've been doing it wrong for 30 years. So I love that. I love when people call those people out. What kind of collections do you have? Collections? Like, what do you mean? I've got quite the variety outside of cameras. That is, I've got lots of stuff, and actually was going to show you because I did technically label this. No, the thumbnail is still a mail time. I thought about showing a couple things I did get in the mail before I wrap up. I got a couple cool, unique things outside of instant photography, or it's just kind of cool. I got an autograph by Tony Hawk in the mail. It's pretty sweet. I figured I'd show you all that if you guys are interested. Don't worry about it. Not everyone needs a trophy. Must have missed. Oh, you're talking about the photo contest, I'm assuming. Yes. For life. You're in there, Brian. You are definitely in there. Yes, this is a pod tease. Because podcast is coming soon. I'm filming the first episode on Wednesday, actually. Where do you look for deals on on filming cameras? So I kind of talked about it in a recent video. I did release a video today. It was just a short. I'm testing shorts. Everyone's telling me, do some shorts. Ooh, do some shorts. I'm like, I'm old school, I guess. Stuck in my ways too a little bit. But I've released. The thing is, I've released some shorts, if you will, over on Instagram as reels. And so I'm like, I have done a couple of shorts, but they're like 2-minute videos, and you can only release a minute video on YouTube Shorts. So I chopped down one of my shorter ones and put it out today, just for fun to see what would happen. But the main video I released yesterday, I talk about briefly where to source some of, like where to source if you can get deals. And so I go to personally, I hunt down like Facebook Marketplace, OfferUp, eBay. eBay's kind of last resort. Macari is also kind of a last resort too, but Facebook Marketplace, I tend to find a lot of really good deals. In fact, I actually found somebody that goes to those Amazon like warehouse sales, like when what are they called? They may even be called that, but people show up and like you buy up all of like damaged or returned items. And I guess there's sometimes boxes of Polaroid film that gets damaged in shipment or returns or whatever. And I found this guy. He has a business buying up stuff from there, and I tend to get some decent deals on his Polaroid film when he posts it. Now I've been buying so much from him. He just like pushes it aside for me, which is awesome. And then calls me up. He's like, "Hey, I got a box of film here." He usually like accumulates it for a little bit. If you guys seen that post not too long ago, I posted my stockpile that I got from him actually over on Instagram recently for a decent deal. But you gotta be careful on buying those types of good deals on anything really, but more specifically film over on Facebook Marketplace or OfferUp or any of those, other resale sites, because there's a good chance this stuff is stolen. And so just use your best judgment. Ask the questions. And a pro tip for if you are buying some stuff from somebody, ask the question of, why are you selling it, or where they got it? Is this some type of question like that? Then continue a conversation. Typically this is in person, and then re-ask the question towards the end of your conversation, like a couple minutes later, and see what they say. If they say something different, then hey, this is probably stolen. This is just a little sketchy, something shady going on. So use your best judgment in that case. But you can find some decent deals over on like Facebook Marketplace. That's my main go-to. What's to say? I like to collect Legos and action figures. Absolutely, me too. That's my background. I recognize your username and see your comments on other stuff. So I think you've been around for a while, so you should probably know my backstory. But yeah, I used to I opened my own retail shop was toys and collectibles. Lego is where I started. Even before that, I was buying and selling Lego exclusively, and then I branched off into other collectibles and toys and opened a retail shop and then sold it. So I got a lot of stuff. I've sold a good chunk of it, but I still got a bunch. I keep reading Spitfire Club without pictures, and I'm constantly thinking it's either about Triumph cars or British airplanes. Yeah, it's not that unrelated. It's not the World War II. Was it the P-51? No, that's a Mustang. But I know what you're talking about. But no, Spitfire. Okay, so it's a play on. Right, obviously. Is this out of focus, actually? Is that slightly out of focus? The camera? It looks a little soft. But anyway, digress. But no, the Spitfire is a play on Stranger Things, the Hellfire Club. And the Spitfire, it's like when you take a picture of, with a Polaroid camera or an instant photography camera, your photo spits out. So Spitfire is kind of the same sort of concept. So it's like, there's the photo. Well, microphone's blocking it. I don't know. I thought it was fun and cool. Just me though. But yeah, you gotta. What was I saying earlier? Oh yeah, just when you're buying up stuff for on Facebook Marketplace, especially, use your best judgment. A lot of times people are selling stuff that's stolen. But I have a lot of experience in trying to weed out those types of individuals. So actually, I have a couple of things I want to quickly talk about, but I want to show you this really cool thing that I did get in the mail. It's just right around the corner. So I'll just be back in about 30 seconds. I'll give you a little baby Yoda to watch while I go get it. Oh, you got a little taste. Let me know. So real quick though, can you hear me? Because this mic's still on. Some of my triggers are not. I might have missed one or two. So let me know if you don't hear me, which you'll probably leave in the chat very soon. But wait, what was this comment? Oh yeah, this is good. Do you have any advice for beginner cameras? So let me know your experience in this type of hobby or craft, if you will. If you've never bought any cameras before, or have ever shot instant photography before, then I always send people to Fuji Instax cameras, like a mini like a Mini 8 and above. Actually, any of them, to be honest, they're all pretty much the same cameras. So they just look different, but they're the same cameras. But yeah, that's where I would send people. It's quick, it's easy, it's cheap, and you can find out if you like shooting instant photography, because this hobby is expensive. It's really expensive, and especially if you bump up to Polaroid. Yeah, like Instax, you get 10 photos per pack, and you can buy a double pack at Walmart. That's where I exclusively send people to go buy their Instax mini film, because you can buy a 2-pack, so you get 20 photos. It's gonna cost you about $13-14. Yeah, it's pretty good. Everywhere else, it's like so expensive. I don't understand how Walmart can, sell those for that cheap. But once you find out that you do like to shoot instant photography and you don't mind spending the cost, then pretty much the next level up would be to go to a Polaroid, like an SLR camera. But yeah, if you're just starting out, get yourself an Instax mini camera. You can't go wrong. Yeah, I'll get to this comment. I'll tease it. I'll get to this comment in just a second, because there's another announcement coming that I'm going to talk about, which I've already mentioned, but I don't think I've mentioned it here on YouTube. Have I? We'll find out. But I'm going to show you this. Look how cool this is. Okay, so I was lucky enough to just so happen to be on YouTube right when this video went live. So earlier this year, I guess, I didn't know about it, but this video was talking about Tony Hawk, and I was very small. Not even the backstory with Tony Hawk, but it's a long story. But I grew up, playing the video games and stuff. I never was a skateboarder. I wanted to skateboard, but I was never allowed to have a skateboard. So, but I love playing the video games. I watched him on TV. I met him one time as a kid, and it was really, 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 really cool. But I guess he broke his femur earlier this year, and he's been going through this rehab to try and basically re-walk again, and then also skate. And so I'm sure you guys seen his videos over the years about the whole, hey, do a kickflip. Well, he did this commemorative thing where he was going to do his first kickflip back after breaking his femur. And I had just happened to get on, I think it said 5 minutes posted type of thing. I got on there and watched him. This is so cool. And at the end, he was signing skateboards for you to be able to purchase. And I got one. I was lucky enough to get one. And it's do a kickflip, but it's of his broken femur. Look at that thing. I'm going to take it out of the plastic because it's kind of reflective. Look at that. Look how cool that is. I don't know if you can hear me. The mic's down here. But this is an x-ray of his actual femur bone. Oh, it's backwards. Right here. Look how he freaking busted it. And then he signed it over here. And signed by Tony Hawk. So I'm going to hang it up here in the studio. Look how cool that is. And then I happened to look up how much they're going for right now. People are selling them for $500-600. It was $200 originally, but I'm not going to sell it. Look how cool that is. I just think it's awesome. Just a little quick show and tell there. Pretty cool. And I want to get back to that one comment here. Oh, hey, what's up? I'll get back to your PoloCon comment in a second. I'm testing this little, my podcast studio, little announcement. We're hanging out. I'm testing some stuff, making sure buttons work, stream works, audio works. I had a couple hiccups in the beginning. I use an easy to use software, but it's fairly complex, and I had it set up for something else, and instead of just starting from scratch, I hybrided it to work in this spot, and a couple of my triggers weren't working right, and so they were transferring stuff you don't need to realize, so that's what we're doing. We're kind of hanging out, talking. I'm announcing some stuff. We're just chilling. Drop some questions, perhaps, and I have the answers. Maybe it's a possibility. I used to skateboard but gave up. Yeah, I wish I could. I mean, I guess I could now. I mean, Tony Hawk can still skateboard at, oh gosh, isn't he 52, I think? Something like that? No, maybe he's not that old. He's older than me. Okay, I'm going back to this comment about PolaCon. No, I won't be going to PolaCon. Well, there was already a PolaCon happened fairly recently, a month ago. Yeah, about a month ago. I was going to go. I was all in, ready to go. and was, coming up with. I usually travel several times a year. That's just my goal to do. I film some stuff, film some videos, and I was going to be potentially filming some of the Halloween special at PolaCon. That was the kind of the loose plan, and then go up to Ohio and visit Dave and film some collaborations with him, and then that was going to be awesome. To do it though, to go to Texas, because that's where it was. It was going to cost just about $1,000, I think, for airfare. And I did have a friend I was going to be able to stay with down there, but airfare was about $1,000, and then I would have to still fly up to Ohio. So I was going to get like a one-way trip to Texas, and then order my flight from Texas to Ohio, and then to get home. So, but just to go to Texas, it was about $1,000 so, and I was ready to go, but then I was doing research of PolaCon. There's nothing to know what to expect. The Instant Film Society, right? They put that on. I don't want to start any problems or cause any issues, because I think what they do is super cool. It's just they didn't market it very well, and I was looking up like past years. There's hardly any videos. They don't post like what's going to happen except for text, but no pictures of, hey, this is what we're going to do. And I don't know. I was like, that's a big expense to go, and I don't even know what to fully expect. And I messaged them directly and asked them, hey, so what's this about? Like, what can I expect? And they just their response was just to refer to the post that they had made, which was mostly them talking about bands that were playing. There wasn't anything to do with photography. So I decided not to go. And Dave, for the last year or so, he's been trying to convince me to do my own meetup, little event. And I'm like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. But then after this, I was like, geez, maybe I should. So next summer, I'm actually going to do it. I'm going to have an event here at my studio, as well as surrounding areas. And it's going to be a multi-day thing. It's going to be pretty fun. I've already been talking to some companies about sponsorship opportunities, and we got some fun ideas. I'm going to trick out the studio with photo opportunities. There's going to be music. I know a couple bands. I'll see about getting them to play here, like in the parking lot. There'll be food, there'll be drinks, and adult drinks. Yeah, I'll do like an after dark party type of thing. And then there's some surrounding areas that we can go photoing. Photoing, that's a new thing. Photoing. If you guys had watched my roadside find of this guy's house, it's beautiful. He has a vintage, garage setup with neon sign. I mean, ridiculous amount of neon signs, vintage signs, vintage cars. It's beautiful. And I think he's pretty open to some stuff. And I think if I can, I'm going to try and get him to have us out there for a couple of hours just to film. And that'd be one of the spots. And then a few other things. Oh no, skateboard down. Skateboard down. Okay. But so I'm going to do my own events. I'm really going to have to start planning it more in January to really lock in some stuff. Right now, it's just preliminary. Oh, excuse me. But that's coming. I'm actually in the perfect spot, too, because right next door to me, there's a hotel. And then right about a mile from me, there's a huge casino with a hotel that's being worked on and probably be open by then. I think it's a good spot just if you want to fly out and hang out for a while and just have a good time. Yeah, that's coming. I can't wait. I'm thinking about calling it Instacon. Sounds like a Transformer. And there'll be exclusive cool shirts. A friend of mine did the design of this, and his forte is Transformers. So I'll be hiring him again to come up with something really cool for that. So yeah, anyway, there's that. Let me get back to some of these comments. Waiting for Fuji to come out with Insect Square Evo. Yeah, we'll see. I'm just waiting for them to re-release another batch. I think actually I saw yesterday we can get Evos again. They've been sold out for months. They want to do a review of that. Now Plus versus Sir. What do you recommend? You mean SLR? don't get the Now Plus. Whatever you're trying to say versus, just don't get a Now Plus. Just stay away from that thing. I've done multiple videos explaining why. If you haven't seen those videos, I mean, I was even on a Zoom call, like talking to Polaroid directly about it. Ooh, this is a good question. Am I full-time YouTube? Yes and no. I do it for myself, as you can see, and it's growing and it's awesome. This month was probably the first month ever. I've been on YouTube for a long time, but I really haven't focused on it until a couple of years ago. 2020, end of 2020 is when I really started focusing on more full-time. So last year and a half, 2 years, I guess it's been 2 years. Oh my gosh. Yeah, at least 2 years. And this was the first month I actually made enough to where it paid my rent. Pretty cool. Just my house rent. I mean, I've got the studio rent now, which is separate, but my house rent, it's pretty sweet. It's pretty exciting. I want to take it to obviously full time, so I'm focused on this. However, I still do client work, and one of my main clients does YouTube full time, and I'm on their team. I do their videos, I shoot, I edit, I make appearances, I do dedicated videos over there from time to time, and it sounds like I might be doing more dedicated videos on tech, cameras, tips and tricks, studio buildings, things like that. And then I have a few other clients. There's another YouTuber I just picked up. He has a podcast on paranormal activity type stuff, and I edit. I'm going to be his editor for his YouTube videos where he tells some stories and stuff. So that sounds really fun. So in a way, yeah, YouTube is my full-time job, but like I do like other people's stuff too to make up to be able to pay the bills. You know what I'm saying? So there you go. I want to buy a Polaroid. Which one should I get? Well, hey, I've got videos on just that. Oops, I pushed the wrong button. I have videos on just that. Depends on your level and your, not necessarily skill or not, but your how new are you? If you're just starting out, like I said, go get an Instax camera. There you go. Well, hello there. Hi. How you doing? Sounds like a plan. Let's do it. Hopefully you're talking about the Instacon, because that's happening. I've got some fun ideas for that. Just Another Con. I legitimately 100% was originally going to call it that, because the podcast is called Just Another Podcast, by the way, hosted by yours truly, Just Another Chris. But I figured, Just Another Con. It could literally mean anything. I do want to tailor it a little bit more into what we're focused on. So instant film, instant photography, Instacon sounds cool. Get the Now. It's better than the camera. And yes, Now's great. Love the Now. Stay away from the Now Plus though. Do not get yourself a Now Plus. Do yourself a favor. Even though in my recent tests, I've tested 3 separate cameras at this point. It looks like there was minute improvements. It's just too inconsistent to recommend, in my personal humble opinion. Guess that vid saved my wallet and heartache. Yeah. So fun fact about that. I bought that camera directly from Polaroid, not from like a store, like Target or Best Buy. I didn't do that. Directly on their website, ordered it, got it. And it didn't work at all, and I messaged Polaroid about it and never got a response back. And then like a week after that, customer service finally did answer their support ticket and said, oh, it was just the film's issue. Here's a free pack of film. And then that was the end of it. And then wait, what's this? Oh my gosh, it's been like a year. It's been a bit. Yeah, it was a week after that. And then, so in that time period, I was editing the video. Yes, I was editing, getting everything ready to go. And then I posted the video. And then not too long, it only took like a day or two, Polaroid company on Instagram messaged me directly. They DM'd me, slid right into those DMs and was like, hey, yo, we saw your video. We would love to chat. I'm like, oh, I bet you would now. And so we got on a Zoom call with them, chatted, returned the camera, and they sent me a new one. However, they stopped the camera I don't know how they did this. I guess you technically could because it was shipped UPS. They shipped it, and then the next day they said, "Hey, by the way, we stopped we stopped it, and we're actually having it rerouted to one of their like customer service persons or whatever. They're gonna personally test it." Mind you, I paid for this camera, and now it's being used by somebody else, just so you know. And so they tested and said it works perfectly, and then it was shipped to me. Now I've received a used camera that I paid full price for, and then it was worse. It's still overexposed, and the autofocus didn't work properly. It missed more than half the time. And so I messaged them, and they're like, "You're the only one to ever complain about this." That's what they told me. No one else. I'm like, really? There's a few people in my comments on that video that would disagree. But they basically just denied it all. And then that was it. That was the end of it. So that's why Polaroid doesn't like me and will never sponsor me. Yeah. Hey man, I'm curious if you got a chance to play around with that build your own Kickstarter camera. Oh yeah. I haven't, it's over there. I'm looking at it. It's the pinhole camera. I haven't got a chance to use it too much. I've been so busy. But I did see that they are, I think, releasing them soon because I saw some videos of the final packaging and assemblies and stuff. It looks really cool. And I think it'd be really fun to build my own. But no, I haven't really experimented with it too much more since I released that video. I need to get back to that. I've just had so much other stuff going on. But it's pretty cool. It's the Jolly Look camera. It's pretty cool. From all your Polaroid cameras, what's your all-time fave? So I think I did I did a video on that recently, not too long ago. My all-time favorite outside of, you know, the SX70s, SLRs. I don't know why I did this. This is not, I'm not playing like a flute or anything. But outside of SLRs, because those are everyone's go-tos. They're great. They're beautiful. You get the SLR 680. Can't beat them. Really can't. Outside of those, though, my 1-step 2. I love that camera. And I was going to show that too. I totally forgot. I was at Target yesterday. Was it yesterday? No, 2 days ago. Irrelevant. And I went down the old film aisle to be, disappointed because there's never anything at my Targets. To a surprise that the aisle was fully stocked, more than I've ever seen before. And I'm not just talking film or cameras. I'm talking the unique stuff. They had photo albums from Polaroid. Yeah. They had camera bags, camera straps. Blew my mind. It was crazy. And as I was getting ready to leave, I happened to notice there was a 1-step 2 brand new in the case. Only one there. So I got somebody to go look it up. I'm like, or ask them how much it was because it wasn't a tag. It was like, I think $90. Like, whoa. So I bought it because, I mean, why? Why not? And because I also been wanting to do a video called 1-step 2 versus 1-step 2 versus 1-step 2. and compare all 3 different models that they released of that version. So I got that coming eventually one day. I just have to get the other one. I have 2 of the models. I've seen the first one, the very, very first one that they released. But yeah, 1-step 2. That's honestly my favorite go-to camera. It's weird, I know, but man, it's a beautiful, great camera experience. What's going on? Okay, get caught up here. What is the best ways to store Polaroid pictures? I use the albums that Polaroid releases as well as shoe boxes, or those are for the extra ones. Or I have them up in frames. I actually put them in glass frames. I have a few of them around the studio, or just on my fridge via magnets. Yeah, but yeah, other than that, inside boxes and album. How is the SQ6 camera testing going? So that was supposed to be a part of the Halloween special. I was going to do a review on that. But here's also a little insider information. I had to cut it from the special because I got super sick. Yeah, I got super sick beginning of October. And luckily, I had just gotten back from Ohio, probably where I got sick, and filmed a good chunk of the special. There was 2 videos that I was actually going to be including. That had 3. There was 3 videos I had to cut. And then because I wasn't gonna have time to fully make those videos, just because I got super sick, I couldn't film. I couldn't, and I was so stuffed up and just nasty. I mean, I still am a little stuffed up from it, and it's probably the old COVID I probably got, and so I had to cut it. But short version is great. I think it's a beautiful and great camera. I'm still working on the video. It's still gonna happen, and so just gonna be just have to wait a little bit longer, unfortunately, because there's some other things I have to get out the door soon. Where would I go from a 90s, or excuse me, where should I go from an 80s box camera? Where should you go? Well, the only other camera out there would be an SX70 camera, folding camera. Maybe a lomography camera, like the SQ6, the lomography square glass camera, maybe. Yeah, because the box cameras, they haven't really done anything since. They've only been box cameras ever since the 80s. Well, not true. They have the SLR 690 that came out in the 90s. I'm doing well. How are you? My Target was super full as well. So that's great. It's good to hear, because for like the past year, nothing on the shelves anywhere. Not just film. Just everything in my Targets were barren. Just ghostly, abandoned, apocalyptic aisles. When's the giveaway? Oh yeah, there's a giveaway going on. There's still 6 days left. Yeah, I know that because yesterday I posted a 1-week announcement that there was still time to join in. So yeah, you got 6 days left to find out. So check. I'll post the winner on Instagram. However, the winner will get it. I'll send them a direct email that was posted. Yeah, you had to put your email in there. So whoever wins, I'll just send them an email plus announce it on Instagram. Can you put other brand films in a Polaroid now? No, there's no other brands except for Instax, and they don't fit. I mean, there's some modifications you could do, like heavy ones. I've seen some, but you really gotta want it. It's not simple. I was working on for a while and then abandoned it, and I should go back to it, but I was going to be working on an Instax film inside one of those old Kodak cameras. Kodamatic? What the heck were those called? But there's a way to do it. You can put some film in there and actually reuse those cameras. I was sick. I just got back from Ohio. Yeah, that explains it. Yeah, it wasn't just me though. Once I got back here, like everyone here, I'm near Portland, Oregon. It's easier to say than Vancouver. I'm not Canadian, even though my studio's in Woodland. But everyone has this problem with Ohio. I never heard about these like stigmas until I recently went there. I've had to go there. I went there twice this year. Once for work, like paid work, client work, and then film work, meet up with my buddy Dave to collab. Yeah, I'm still stuffy. Like I still got the old phlegm going on. It's been lasting for a month over. Crazy. And then a couple of days ago, I was feeling horrible. I thought it was coming back. And I woke up fine. I don't know. It was weird. But thank you. I really appreciate it. I'm looking forward to the video. I got lots of stuff going on. I mean, Impulse AF would be a cool next step. That's a good point. That's a very good point. Why does it keep saying everyone's... Why isn't the names going over? Why no one... I'm sorry about that, Brian. I was wondering why Charlie's was also having a different name. I was like, what? I gotta adjust my TV. I'm looking at the monitor. It's like really high. I put it up there by myself too. It's this giant TV, and I need to lower it. I have no one to help me around here. But yeah, Impulse would be that would be a pretty good camera. It's still technically a box camera though, but it is more unique of a camera than a standard box type camera. But yeah, 1 Step 2 is really nice, and it's weird because I-type cameras get the bad rep. I don't know why, but people do. They're like, ooh, I-type, ooh, this board is terrible, but it's not. I do have a video coming. It's on my board. It's part of my Myth series where I compare 600 film versus SX70 film, but I'm also going to sneak in I-type film because technically it's 600 film, but then I've also heard it's not. It's slightly different. But I've taken some shots that people swear. I've even tricked some people. I mean, that was my goal. My goal was to trick people. I did votes on Instagram where, hey, was this taken with SX70 film or 600 film? Every time it's 600 film. Just so you know, if you see that, it's 600 film. But the majority of them, every single time, are like, oh, that's SX70 film. That's totally SX70 film. Look how much better it is. Look how clear it is. Look how vibrant it is. See those blues? Oh, saturation, so good. You know, all that stuff, right? But it's this. No, I'm telling you, it's if you know how to use it and you know how to shoot it, then 600 film is the same. You just can't do the photo manipulation stuff that you can do with SX70 film, like. When you take the shot as it's developing, you can like do some drawing on there and make it look like a painting. If you're into that sort of thing, I'm not, but you can. As far as I know, you can't do that with 600 film. But yeah. Hey Chris, love your videos. Thank you so much. How can I check if the rollers on One Step Plus are not aligned? That I don't know. They should be perfectly aligned. I don't see how they can come out of alignment, because they're pretty much solid in there. But yeah, I would not be the one to ask that one. That one is above my knowledge. Interstate hate is just a thing. We all have our quirks and stereotypes, and we gotta jab at each other. It's so true. It's so true. It is true. That's where I think I come in to try and wedge in between those people. And be like, you're both wrong, kind of, and I'll show you why, or whatever, you know. And that's why I've always wanted to have that sort of transparency on my YouTube channel, because you go to you watch other reviewers of the the Now Plus, and they don't say anything. They just accept, like, oh yeah, whatever, it's just an instant photo. I'm like, no, it's not. Like, look at all these other things, and every single other reviewer. There's one particular one, I won't name their names, but they're clearly sponsored by Polaroid, which you're supposed to disclose. It's technically illegal, but they're clearly sponsored. And they're like, this is the greatest camera ever. Like, no, it's not. And so that's when I spoke up. As far as I know, mine is the only video. Maybe there's one more where I talk about the overexposure. I know Sweet Lou did a video. If you guys haven't followed Sweet Lou Photography, check him out. He's got some cool, sweet videos. And sweet Lou. And he did do a video talking about the overexposure issues with that camera a few weeks after mine came out, because him and I briefly chatted, because he was also curious. He's like, why do you think it's overexposed in images? And so I forgot the point of this whole conversation, but I try to have transparency. Point out the things that no one else are talking about. You know, you don't have to accept things just as they are sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, I digress. What to say? Do you like instant cameras over digital? So I like instant photography because I've talked about this before, but instant photography is, as you all know, is super fun. I love it. And it's super relaxing for me to shoot. I don't have to think too hard. And when I do digital stuff for work, and I still love it. There's so many settings to remember, so many steps, so many positionings of, lights, and there's so much more you have to think about before you take you push that button. With instant photography, you just push the button and then you're done. There's no editing involved. There's no file transfer or management systems. You just take the picture, put it in your pocket, and you're good to go. It's great. It's relaxing. And you're going to, even if it comes out bad, it's going to be great just because of what it is. And so, yeah, I prefer shooting instant photography over digital just because of how it makes me feel and stuff. But I will say, though, I have done less digital photography since I got really into instant. It's kind of interesting. I thought about bringing some of it back to the channel because I think it'd be fun. I got some fun ideas. But yeah, I guess I've really cut back on it. Don't know why exactly. Don't make me up, but I shoot 600 speed film in my SX70. That only should take SX70 film. What? Have you had a TZ amount of? I don't think I follow. Okay, so you shoot 600 speed, so 600 film, in your SX70 camera. I do that too. What's wrong with that? With no ND filter. That I don't do. Well, technically I do. My camera's been converted. One of them. One of my SX70 cameras has been converted to shoot 600 film natively. If you stick 600 film in a SX70 camera with no ND filter, if you are outside, let's say, or even inside on a really, really dark room, you probably get some good photos that way. But I don't know if I follow the rest of it. I have heard about the Open SX70 project. I don't know too much about it, but I do believe you still have to have your camera sort of converted, correct? Isn't this the little piece that goes on top of the flash port? That's as much as I know. Do you even bother? No, don't even bother with Open SX70. That guy who does it is about as reliable as mesh con. Ooh, see, starting. I don't know anything about it, so I have no comment there. So there you go. Well, hello, howdy. Welcome. You came in at a weird time. But yeah, I don't have any dealings. I don't know Open SX70. Very little, actually, very little. I will say my first podcast guest that's coming on Wednesday from the UK does have a, well, why not? I'll just say it. Why not? It's not a secret. He sells these. They're called the Power Pack. And they go on top of SX70 cameras, and it powers the camera through the flash port, and you can stick in I-type film. How cool is that? It is I believe a proprietary conversion though that you do have to have done, and he does all that stuff. And yeah, he's going to be a guest on Wednesday. Well, the recording, that is. I don't know when the episode will officially be released. I want to have a couple in the bank and release them. Maybe I'll just do it monthly. We'll see. I'm still figuring it out. I figure once I get started, then I'll have more motivation and brain space to really hone in on what I'm going to do with it, and also continue to do it. Instead of just talking about it, because I've been talking about it for years, and I need to finally just do it. But yeah, now I have all this space. I can have a dedicated little area. I mean, it's still work in progress, but it's something. It's more than I had before. Anyone knows a guide number of flash? I don't know what you mean. To the 1 step plus. I don't know what that means. Like how many flashes you can get before it breaks? I don't know. I do not know what that one is. But yeah, anyway. There was one more thing I was going to announce. Or did I already talk about it? We talked about podcast. We talked about Instacon coming. That I'm really excited. Very nervous though, because I tend to go too big too fast, and then no one shows up. when I had my store, I did some events, and I had, I did some elaborate stuff, and no one showed up. Every time, except for my friend Jordan. Shout out to you, Jordan. He has been there. So this one's more nervous just because I want to spend, I mean, it's gonna be really expensive to do, but I'm really, really excited because I got these fun package ideas that people can get and do, where it's $40, $50, and then you get a t-shirt, a pack of film of your choice, and then some other stuff, like a little giveaway thing. And I'm working on some of my own unique products. I've had some ideas for some products I want to make for mostly SX70 cameras, and have those available for purchase at the events. I'll make some exclusive versions. I have some sponsors that might still in the works of talking about them, but having them here, so you'll be able to get some. It'll just be a unique experience and fun time, photo opportunities, hanging out with like-minded individuals, and then we'll party. Oh, and I was going to do a video with a live studio audience. You guys get to watch me create and shoot some sort of video, and I can have the hecklers in the corner. I think it'd be so much fun. Maybe I'll just do it as a live stream, but it will be live streamed regardless, the entire event. So if you can't make it, that will be happening. I'm going to be doing probably a 2-hour, 3, maybe even longer live stream event with people from the event coming on. It's going to be so much fun. And I've got to Just either go all in, go all for it, and hope people show up, or make it a little smaller and simpler just for the first one. But I know me, I go all big right away. So there you go. When you think you'll be doing Instacon, I would love to go. Yeah, I mean, it'd be great. Come on out. But it's always after classes have started back. Yeah, I'm thinking it'll be the summer deal. Probably either July or June, possibly August. I want to do it in the summer. But that's the other issue is weather. Weather here is great during those months. But this year, our summer stuck around a lot longer, and it was pretty warm. So we shoot instant photography, right? You guys know, especially if you shoot Polaroid. Not so much with Instax. The temperature affects your photos. So what I was also going to do was supply everybody with little cooler packs to take out with us and shoot our photos and keep them chilled from, the weather, the temperature. So they develop in the optimal temperature range. So you don't get the weird magenta shift, that dreaded magenta shift. And I've done some videos on that. And yeah, it's super effective. It's just a lunchbox. Just a lunchbox with an ice pack in there, and it works great. So yeah, summertime next year, that's where I'm aiming. I really got to lock it in. It's going to take many months to really plan that out, so I'm going to start that in January, really locking some things in. I'm going to try and talk to the hotel nearby. Maybe I can get some sort of discount for people that sign up. That's also an option, because if anybody wants to fly out here. I mean, I'll probably... So my studio is about 20 minutes away from where I live, so I might end up staying there just in case, because I'll be nearby with everybody else, partying, having a good time. What do you think of the newer Polaroids? What do you mean? Define that. Because newer could mean 2014 Polaroid was impossible. It could mean Polaroid originals. It could mean Polaroid 1980. Polaroids had quite the history. But I think what you mean is the newer film that's being put out right now, as in the new formulas they've been messing with. And I say, yes, it looks great. I've been having a great time shooting that because it's so much more vibrant. It's starting to approach Instax quality. At least the saturation in like the skies, like the blues. Whew, does look good. Guide number divided by distance gives an aperture for proper. Okay, I don't know that information. I'm not a flash shooter. I rarely use it. I only use it when I'm inside at like a party or an event with people, and then just to shoot. That's it. Other than that, I try to avoid using flash. So I'm not the one to ask that question, unfortunately. But maybe join on my join the Discord. There's it's grown. There's like 180 people on there, I think, something like that. Maybe I'm sure someone in there would know. So there you go. I'm tempted to excuse me. Oh my gosh. Still, like I said, still got some like phlegm and gunk going on. I'm tempted to use my One Step Plus with strobes in the studio, and knowing that would help. It would help. So, I mean, if you set it up as like, if you're using like one of the, like, in a slave type of way, I know that sounds weird, but us photographers should know what that means. But like if you set up but like separate strobes off to the side, and you're using I'm assuming you're using the camera's flash to engage the other flashes, correct? Then I guess, I mean, I don't know. The flash is probably 6 feet. I don't know about meters. 6 to 10 feet, probably. That's my guess. But if you do the SX70 cameras, the SX70, and you get the Flash Bar 2 by Mint. Yes, the Mint Flash Bar 2. It has an external, what's that port called? There's a port on the side of it you can plug into and use external flashes, which is pretty cool. What's that called? I'm blanking the name. I can't remember. No, I have not. I would like to, but I don't own any 4x5 cameras. Now, there was somebody that I was working with. I need to reach out to him. I know he's having some health problems, unfortunately. You might even, I mean, he's very well known in the 4x5 film community. He has a company. He's actually down the street from my studio. 20th Century Film. Great guy. Jeff. He does 4x lots of film photography. He doesn't like instant photography at all. he just talks down on it so bad. But him and I were working on some projects, and then he dropped off face of the earth for a little bit. But turns out he's having some health problems. I need to reach out to him, but he has tons of those cameras. I had mentioned that, but man, he was just he hated the idea that Lomography was putting that back out for the camera. More so, he was just saying how bad it was going to be and that it would be impossible to focus your shot. But I think he just doesn't like instant photography at all. Because I tried to partner up with him on some products to make for Polaroid photos, and he was like, yeah. I even shot a photo. Did a portrait of him because he was saying just how bad the quality of Polaroids were, and I'm like, well, let me show you. I took a picture of him, and then he was like, nah, it's garbage. I'm like, oh, okay. I mean, to each their own, right? But no, I'm not trying to talk bad about him. He's actually a really cool guy. I enjoy hanging out with him. Usually when we do get together, we end up spending most of the day together. You just chat with him all day. He's really great. So I don't mean any negativity towards him. But 20th Century Film. Yeah, that's his company. He makes a lot of developer roles and stuff. What are they called? They go inside those Patterson tanks. He has his own system that he's made to load your film, which is actually super effective and really much easier than the ones you can buy. Consider checking him out. 20th Century Film. Yeah, and he builds cameras too, like large, medium format and large format stuff. Y'all, that Discord is great. You see, yeah, he's in there. Oh, your comment got cut off though. Oh wait, I can click it and see what he said. Shameless plug from a happy member. Yes, indeedy. You're also a Spitfire Club member. Thank you so much for that. Hey Chris, thanks for all the great content. I appreciate your genuine approach and to regard to photography at any level. Absolutely. I'm sorry your name isn't popping up publicly. I don't know why it's doing that. But yeah, thank you for watching. I really appreciate feedback. It helps to know, because sometimes I don't know what's working. Don't know what's working. Will you remember us when your channel gets huge? Oh, well, yeah, of course I will. But I mean, honestly, I consider my channel huge as it is. I always thought if I hit 10,000 subscribers, like, that's all I need. So I honestly never thought that would happen, and we did that. That was my goal. That was my goal this year, was to hit 10,000, and by the end of the year. And it happened. It's so cool. Last year was 5,000, and so I was like, let's double it, and that's where I'm at. So next year I gotta hit 20, which that's gonna be a hard goal to reach, I think. Just because if you look at our community, it's not very large in the grand scheme of other types of communities. That's where I'll have to start branching off into, or excuse me, if I want to get more subscribers, I will have to then start to branch off into other similar things. Just won't be as focused as instant photography if I decide to go that route. I always thought this YouTube channel was more for my, sharing my hobbies and my interests, and instant photography became a big interest of mine during the pandemic, during lockdown and whatnot. It was always an interest of mine anyway, because I did one video in 2018 back in the day on the Instax Mini 9. It was the 9. And I'm like, oh, this is really cool. Maybe I should go down this road and start doing videos. But I didn't do it at all, even though I was like really wanting to. I used to think that video was so good too, but it's terrible. It's almost cringy because I was like, couldn't pronounce Instax. I think I was calling it a Polaroid camera even. Yeah, we all make mistakes. We all have a past, I know. But I was like really considered going all in on the end 2018, but did not do it. And it wasn't until 2020 I started, and then I almost didn't continue because of one YouTube creator. I won't name names, but I let them get under my skin a little bit, and then I sat on it for a bit. I did like one other video, maybe two videos outside of instant photography around that time. And then I'm like, screw that. That person can just suck it. And then here I am. Which was a shame because the other person and I used to talk a lot all the time. And now they don't even follow me on Instagram anymore. I'm probably blocked, which is sad. But I digress. Do you have any current movie projects? I'm looking on too many at once. But aiming to get started on Star-Lord's Tracer. Ooh, that's a good question. No, but I don't have any projects like that coming down the line. I would love to. I was hoping this year I'd be able to grow the business to the point where I can hire somebody to be my editor, and that'll free me up to be able to create more content here, as well as my toy page that I don't post on anymore, and start doing maker stuff like that. Because I got a whole room with 3D printers and my whole workshop and a whole other section of the studio that has really gone untouched for the most part since I moved into this space. And I wanted to bring that back. So my goal is still to bring that back too and start making some props and some things. So I have some ideas for making just some cool stuff. I love that. That was so much fun. If you go back on my some of my older videos on this channel, there's even a bunch of that on here, actually. This channel has literally everything I've ever done content-wise. It's kind of cool across all the channels I've ever been a part of. There's been a few other ones like I've worked for, or one was stolen. That's a whole other story. But yeah, and then this channel has a little bit of everything on here, which is kind of fun. But anyway, I digressed there on a little small tangent. That's really cool though about the Star-Lord's Tracers, because you know me, I'm a Star-Lord guy. Can't wait for the new movie. One Step Plus has full manual. Correct. You are correct in that. That's why it might be possible. SX70, as I know, needs some modification for full manual. Yes, that is correct too. That's correct too. Mint makes one. Your comment got cut off. Needs some modification for full manual, and even then, you have no control on aperture. You are correct in that statement. You don't get control over aperture. Mint fixes the aperture at f9, I think, which I think is the like the widest it opens anyway. Doesn't go any lower than that. But you only get shutter control with the Mint one, and you'll pay $1,000 for that camera. And you have to use this separate machine thing they call the time machine. I did a video on this early last year. I had one of those. I sold it. Now you can use the Mint RF70, which I do have one. Review coming soon. I will be selling it after this. I make the video. I'm not a manual control instant photographer shooter. I don't like it. That's just me. My personal preference. It doesn't make the cameras bad whatsoever. I just hate it. I despise it. I thought I'd like it, honestly. For the last year or so, I've been like, I want to get a Mint RF70 and get full control with aperture control. It's going to be so cool, man. I can plug in flashes. It's going to be great. And I get it. I'm like, this is terrible. I have to spend so much time thinking about settings, and then it's just like I'll bust at that point. I'm just gonna bust out a digital camera at that point and shoot like a higher resolution one. I like instant photography for the simplicity and the almost therapeutic experience of like, oh, just don't have to think that hard. Sure, look around at your lighting. There's the sun. Okay, I'll turn around, make sure it's behind me. Oh, there you are. Okay, snap, I'm done. That's me. But there I go again on another tangent. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. By the way, 600 film works in SX70. You are correct. Well, SX70 film working at One Step Plus. That's been a theory of mine for a long time, and I don't see why it wouldn't. As long as you go into manual control on your phone and you set the aperture and shutter accordingly, you should be just fine. I didn't even finish reading yours. Exposure problems aside, in manual mode, it is not that important. You just have to remember. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I've been meaning to test that and make a video about it. But I don't see why you wouldn't be able to or not be able to. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So there you go. You should be able to do it just fine. If you got 3D printers, you should. Man, I can't even talk. I just cough right in the microphone. Sorry for anyone listening through headphones. If you got a 3D printer, you should make some printer adapter for scanning instant photos. Yeah, I've had a lot of ideas for that. My main FDM printer has been broken for a year. It's not broken. I just got to get a new head, or excuse me, just extruder head. It's clogged. And so I got around to getting a new one because I can't get that thing unclogged. So I was like, I'll just buy a new printer because it is old. It's an older one, and I want to get a bigger one with more print area because there's products and things I want to make. Like my, if you guys haven't seen, I've shown them off for a while. No, dang it, it's in the office. I have Polaroid-sized milk crates to store photos. That was one of the things I wanted to put up on the shop. There's some other things that I've made for like the one-step cameras to be able to adapt lenses on the one-step cameras. I made this little like kit bashed product where you can clip it on to the camera and kind of have to wedge these lenses in, and then boom, you got this little wide angle lens or telephoto lens on your one-step 2 cameras or one-step plus. So, but yeah, I have 3D printers. I have resin printers as well. That's what got me through the pandemic, actually. So I work for myself, right? I'm freelance stuff. I own my own business type of thing. When the pandemic hit, like, I mean, anyone that works for somebody, y'all got unemployment, and you got those unemployment boosts and stuff. And I know I had a friend of mine that literally worked as like a cook at a bar, and he was making like $1,200 a week on unemployment after, or during the pandemic. He was like, this is great. I'm rich. I'm making double what I was making before. And I was making $0. So that 3D printing got me through pandemic. I was making a lot of stuff then, printing and mostly action figures. I was getting ready to launch a Patreon page where people could subscribe to my action figures, basically. And each month you get the figure. And then that's when instant photography started taking off. And then I stopped doing all that stuff. But anywho, Vancouver, Salem, Oregon, say hello, hi. What's up? You're local-ish. You're in Salem. That is an hour-ish away. My dad always bragged. He's told me one time he swears he holds the land speed record from Vancouver to Salem. 20 minutes. He got there in 20 minutes. He was in a 1970 Dodge Charger. I don't know what year it was, but he was doing about 120 the entire way and got there in 20 minutes. But yes, hello. I live in Vancouver. My studio is in Woodlands. I want to open the studio up to the public and where people can just walk in and hang out and whatnot. So if anyone's ever driving by, or excuse me, I guess if you're ever driving I-5 and you want to chill with me at my studio, because the I-5 is like right next to me, you're more than welcome. Just shoot me a message. We'll hang out if I'm here. I'm not always here because I leave for client work sometimes. I'm a studio shooter. I think it might be a nice quirk to use it sometimes. And yeah, I mean, do it. I mean, I like to do things you're not supposed to do or like it's not normal to do. So I don't see why you wouldn't be able, I don't see why you couldn't shoot SX70 film in that camera in manual mode with the correct settings, because you can go manual. It's cool. Maybe instead of strobes, just set up some light boxes. So this is actually great. It reminded me I should say, because I couldn't remember. I had a video idea that I was going to film this week, this coming week. I'm like, what was it? I couldn't remember. I usually write it down on my board or put it in my phone, but I didn't. It was literally how I shoot my photos, how I shoot my self-portraits, what lights I use. I don't use strobes. I use softbox lights, continuous light, as we call it in the industry. So thank you for reminding me, because I was going to make that video. What? No way. Welcome to the club. So cool. Yeah, it's growing. It's so cool. And did you get your shirt? Did you get your club shirt? There's a link pinned in the top of Patreon. It's club member exclusive. get it while it's hot. I have some more cool merch coming too for the Spitfire Club. Some ideas. I want to do pins really bad, but man, they're so expensive to have done. I want just the pin of this guy. Wait, this guy. But they're so expensive to have made. And so yeah. Anyway. F12 aperture. That would be damn strong lights. Yeah, you would need a strobe for that at that point. Softbox would not be the right lighting. Unless you crank up a couple aperture 300Ds. But I don't have those. I have 120Ds Mark II. Wow, 20 minutes. Yep. First grade was Kelso. I miss Portland. Peel apart. Looking to see what is out there. Wow, it's like 3 conversations. Yeah, 20 minutes is fast. It's like an hour. First grade was... Oh, you were in Kelso? Polar... Oh, I miss Peel Apart. I read that as Portland because, we're on the topic. Peel Apart's great. I still have some boxes left. Shout out to you, Bruce. You sent some. 1 box. 2 boxes. 1 box. You sent 1 box. And shout out to Nancy. You sent me a box of FP100C as well. But I still had 2 left for my own purchase. I paid a lot of money for it, though. Not working with alive people? Wait, what? You taking pictures of dead people? What's going on? Unless I hit them with a tripod so hard, I don't know what is happening in that conversation. I feel like I missed a comment about peel apart film. Someone asked me about that. I'm going to go back real quick. I swear someone asked me about peel apart film. And I think I breezed over it. I don't know. I don't see it now. I swear I thought I saw somebody. Oh, I did not get this one. I missed this one. I play football. Played football all 4 years. Oh, there it is. There's the pack film. 4 years of high school, it is. Someone asked me about that. Yeah, pack film. No, I wish, but that's never going to happen. It's too expensive to make. We live inside a digital world now. We are the 1%ers that are into instant photography. That's why everyone's like, whoa, Polaroid's going to make an SX70 camera again. No. People think that that's going to happen because they supposedly have a secret product coming out next year. They said it's going to rival the cameras of the 80s. Everyone's like, oh my gosh, they're going to make an SX70 camera. I mean, yeah, I'm all on board for that 100%, but I just don't see it happening, at least in the sense of what we're thinking. I can see them making a dumbed down version of it where it's still all plastic. It's not an SLR, and it's just like a folding one-step camera, or basically a folding box camera. That would be cool, and it uses I-type. I'd be all in for that. I want them to do a Polaroid Go camera. That's my dream. Do a Polaroid Go camera in the shape of an SX70. That's my dream camera. If I ever got to pick one, how cool would that be? Then it would legitimately fit in your pocket. The Polaroid Go they say, oh, it's small and compact. That thing is still chunky, man. That is a chub. You barely fit that in your pocket. Could you imagine you take a Polaroid Go camera and it folds and it fit? Oh, I'd be all in for that. Just me, I guess. That'd be fun. Polaroid, if you're watching, which I know you're not because I know you don't like me, but if you are, hit me up. I got ideas. Background wall stuck with instant photos would look cool. I have a fun idea for that, actually. I've started it, but no one comes in here. But I'm starting a wall out there. But yeah, no, I'm working on something for that. And so for Instacon, that's going to happen next year. It will happen. What was I going to say? Oh yeah. I'm going to do a photo contest while we're here, while the people are going to be here. And my idea is the photo contest is going to be the way you submit to the contest is you take your photo and there'll be a wall that you place it into a slot. There's only so many slots available, and once it's full up, then that's it. The entries are done, and then people can physically physically vote. They can like maybe stick something on like the photos to cast their votes for which one that they think should win or something. And then that, photo submission, the photos will stay here, and then they'll be on the like part of the sets and stuff. And I'll make that into a poster from there, right? And then like they can get the photos from from Instacon, and then they can just be like, it's just part of the history of the con. I don't know. We're still working out the details, but I have ideas for some of that stuff. My brain does think that way. Peel apart, lost text, saw price on the one instant and never would be afraid to. Yeah, no, and you're not even guaranteed a photo on that stuff. The one instant stuff, it's $30 a photo. You're not guaranteed a photo. It could work. It may not work. It may partially work. I love the idea of it. I love that they're trying to keep it alive, but it's gone. It's just one of those things that just won't come back. As far as I know, Fuji had even destroyed the machines that make pack film, and there's rumors of Kodak bringing it back, but I think that's all it is. Or excuse me, more specifically, wishful thinking. That's what it is. We can all hope, but yeah, it'd be really great. It would be really great. Maybe use spent cartridges as frames for pictures. Yes, I've done that. That's when I did Polo copies. If you guys remember those, I wanted to do those again, but I included the pack with a magnet so you could frame up your photo. Reinsert, hanging them on the wall. Yeah, so what I did was I put a magnet on the back so you can stick on the fridge when I did those Polo copies. I wanted to go more in depth on Polo copies, but when I do them again, because I know I will, I'm probably not going to do them the same way. I want to look into maybe getting them put into, what are they called? Kind of like what trading cards come in, those like aluminum, those foil packaging, like a little foil, like a trading card pack. You open them up that way. That'd be more viable than what I was doing, making those boxes and stuff. And then getting professionally printed. So I'm still experimenting with that too, but that's just, it's half on the back burner. It's there, it's just on the back burner. I know nobody asked about that, but I'm talking about it. I shot some one instant. You did, wow. And 2 of the 3 looked great. The one was only bad because I screwed it up. Well, hey, that's actually pretty good. I mean, not that you screwed it up, because that cost you $30. Actually, I think they raised the price, didn't they? Those went up. I don't know what you paid for it or when you bought it, but it'd be cool to shoot it once just to say I did. But man, that's expensive cost just to do it once and get 3 photos maybe. I also want to do some Super 8 videos. Well, excuse me, 1 video. Because I will not maintain that. No way. That is just way too expensive. It'll cost about $120 just to have 3 minutes of footage made. Screw that. But I do want to try at least once. I've never actually done it ever in my life. No motion picture film I've done. So it would be fun. Magnet inside the cartridge. It might work. No, what I did was I just took adhesive, like a sheet with a sheet of magnet that had adhesive backing, and I just cut a small piece of it, stuck it to the back of the film pack, and then included that in. So if you guys don't know what Polo copy is, anybody raise your hand. Raise your hand if you know what I'm talking about with Polo copies. The brief product that I had made and sold earlier this year. Yeah, oh my gosh, that was this year. It was like March, I think it was. But yeah, I just included one in there. So everything was recyclable kind of deal. Nothing, I didn't want to have any waste. That was the whole concept. SX Go sounds like a 3D printed project. If you do it, dude, yeah, it would be a pretty freaking sweet. I have no concept of how it would work. Like, I mean, I know like how I would do it as far as like the functionality of it, the user experience. Like, it wouldn't be an SLR camera. Like, it's just the SLR camera for instant photography is a thing of the past, just because of the cost to make that. And again, we are of the very small percentage of like the rest of what these other companies could. How do I phrase that? I'm not phrasing this right. If you look at Polaroid, they're doing other things than, you know, their film photography stuff. They have other stuff like those new music players, but that stuff is what's making them money, you know? And so like a lot of these other companies, so if they're going to make like an SLR camera, they're gonna have to charge like $1,500, maybe even more for one of those types of cameras. No one will buy that except for like less than like a 0.% of us, even in our community, would buy that, just because one, there's already those cameras on market. Like who's gonna fork out that type of cash for a camera they can technically already go buy, you know, type of thing. But for the Polaroid Go, don't make an SLR camera. Just make it like kind of how it is now. Reposition the viewfinder so where it just pops up. Basically make it like the SX70 Model 3. Even though that one isn't an SLR camera, but it has a glass lens and all that stuff. It still operates sort of similar to the SX70 cameras, but kind of that like style, but just miniature. You're not looking through it. Just, I think it'd be so cool. It'd be awesome. Well, sign me up. I'd buy one. Polaroid camera that literally fits in your pocket. Oh, get out of here. Get one right now. 49 euros for 3 shots. 49 euros. Is the euro now the same as US, if I remember right? Euros are now the same. It used to be a lot more. But I think recently it's the same. So, man, 49 euros. I'm in the US. Will you do more videos on printers? Oh, you know, yeah. We raise your hand. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about with the Polaroid copies. Printers. Maybe. Possibly. Laney, great company. The person that I was working with over there isn't there anymore. I've gotten 3 different emails from 3 different people passing the torch to be like, thank you. I'm no longer with the company anymore. Like 3 times, even though I haven't been working with them at all. They were a strong supporter of the channel, and they were really cool. I was working with this guy. He was awesome. And I started working with this other individual. It was a terrible experience, and I never did a video. I was like, you know what? No, I'm not going to make one anymore. It's a bummer. You guys were cool, but unfortunately, it ended. So they were the strong supporters, so that's why I was doing a lot of the printers. They really wanted me to do a lot of them. So they sponsored by supplying me the equipment, basically. They only paid once. I rarely take money for products, but it was an ad spot. So like, cool. I like your product. It's actually pretty cool. And I don't mind, putting it out, actually in Pola Copies. Yeah. Pola Copies was technically a paid sponsored video by Laney. Even though I was already making that video, I just gave him an ad spot for it. So, and that video did extremely well too, which was fun. I don't remember the whole point of me saying that. Yeah, it's a tangent. It's late. I need to go home soon. I could probably do some sick art stuff with spent/bad photos. Yes, I've been wanting to do that. I save my bad ones. And I've talked briefly about that, where you can make some cool art stuff. I've even posted some on my Instagram, not that long ago. But yeah. Origami cube would be really cool. Cool. I just bought a 1958 8mm with crazy lens array. Oh, okay. It took me a second to what the heck you're talking about. That's really cool. Nice. Ooh, I wanted to get a typewriter, but now they're so expensive now. They're never made again. What's out there? It is true. That stuff just won't be made. It's not that we can't make it. We totally could. It's just you put 100 people in a room. What, 3 people, 5 people at most might actually want it. So what company would make it? That's not, unless they mark it up tenfold to bridge that gap. At the end of the day, these are companies. They got to make money. That's all they care about. More or less as the same. Yeah, I was gonna say, I think it was this year, 2022, the euro became the same, if not slightly less, which was like the first time in like ever. I remember reading an article, but yeah. So yeah, was it? You said 49. So $50 for 3 shots. That seems less than what it was when I first looked it up. Wait, what? For 1 shot pack. Oh no! Wait, what? 49 euros for 3 1-shot. Okay, yeah, that's right. I was reading that right. I could have swore it was actually more expensive when I was 2 years ago. I was looking into it. I found out about them. I went down this path. I'd forgotten about peel apart film. I didn't really have any experience with it growing up. Hardly any even Polaroid experience. Knew about it. Parents were just, hey, it's too expensive. You're not going to do that. So we did like 35 millimeter film. That was mostly in disposable cameras and stuff growing up. I grew up in the 90s. I was born 1990. Fun fact, if you're interested. But peel apart film, I never really even knew about. Never even knew existed technically. I remember hearing about it, I guess, later on in high school era, like at school. They kind of talked about it. I was like, oh, that's cool. And then that was the end of it. And then in 2020, I was like, oh, I want to get into that. Oh, I remember that. That sounds actually really cool. So I started watching all these videos about it, and then I didn't even know it was completely discontinued. I was very heartbroken to find out it was completely discontinued. And that's when I found that company making those films. I'm pretty sure it was like $65 American for a 3-pack. So that seems cheap. So I wonder if they dropped the price. Where is it? My thing's loading. There we go. You think Polaroid will ever get as big as it was in its prime? No. Just because it's mostly focused on, it's an analog film medium in a digital world. They were the Apple of the time. They're innovating and creating all this stuff. I mean, the cameras were expensive when they came out. They were like, an SX70 was equivalently, I think, like $1,300 American when it first came out. It was a luxury to have this stuff, but it was a revolutionary, piece of technology in a sense. And they were big, but as time went on, time left them. More technology came, digital age came, and they disappeared, and then went bankrupt, and now they're back as a new thing. But they'll never be as big. I don't believe. I know Logan Paul is starting to do all that stuff with Polaroid, and which is a help to bring eyeballs to what we want to do. But I don't think it'll ever hit a peak like it was at all, which is fine as long as there's enough people to keep the company around. But because once it starts losing interest, it's just going to be gone forever. But so just be thankful we have it. That's what I say. Great question. And here's a little. There we go. There's the link for you. Links in the description as well. So there's 3 levels. It's Patreon. So it's 3 levels. There's a $1 club, and there's a $1 club which gets you a credit in the credits, which I'll usually play it at the end of my videos, or not usually, I do, and I play them at the end of my live streams. And there's a $5 one which grants you, oops, I keep pushing the wrong button for that, which will grant you videos, exclusive videos. And then there's the actual main events, the Spitfire Club, which is $10. $10 gets you a photo signed by yours truly, sent to your door every monthly. And then you get exclusive videos as well, names in the credits. You get access now to monthly Zoom calls. Yes, every member will be getting together, chatting, or at least you have the opportunity. You don't have to. You can just be a fly on the wall and observe. The first one will be coming up in a couple weeks, and then I'm going to be setting a day, same day, every month. And they will be recorded as well, so if you can't make it, you can watch the replay. And those are that won't be public at all. It will only be available for the club members. And what else? There was something else. Oh yeah, the first one is just more of a hangout, meet and greet, talk about what's going on, and then every month there'll be topics. I'll bring on guests as well. So I'm gonna try to reach out to like other content creators and maybe get them in there and talking. And you can literally directly ask these people questions, and that's gonna be super fun. And that's gonna be every month. It's $10. That's it, and you get something sent to your door every month. Hopefully, answers that question. It should, because I was very specific. Maybe your price was with PEP included. As understood, they are being made somewhere in Europe. You are Italy, right? I believe they're made in Europe. But yeah, it was like 65, I want to say. Maybe just because I'm in the old US, there was a price hike. I don't know. But yeah. Which we got here. I wish the name situation would fix. What if I refreshed it? Hopefully this doesn't ruin anything. I'm going to refresh my page. I'm going to try and send it again. Nope. Don't know. Is the non-sustainable nature of the instant photography? Good question. I don't know. There's a lot of waste that does go into this craft, if you will. Polaroid, I guess what I'd say, the photos themselves are a little bit more like recycled. I don't think they use recycled material, but parts of them can be like there's paper involved in the like the chemical pods and stuff. That's why Polaroid film doesn't last as long as Instax film, because Instax film is sealed up in like a plastic tomb. If you ever just sacrificed a photo, pulled it out of a pack for like Instax and looked at it, yeah, it's all plastic sealed, but no moisture can get in. It's airtight, and that stuff lasts so much longer. So that's just a little side thing there. But I don't know. They should figure out a better cartridge situation for their cartridges. Make them somewhat of more of like recyclable, or have a recycle program. That's what I was trying to do with Polo copies. That was my goal. Take your empties, send them to me. I will recycle them and make art, basically. But I know Polaroid back in the day, I believe, I could be wrong actually, but I'm pretty sure they actually had a recycle program in place where you just sent your empty packs, and he sent so many back. I think you got a coupon for like $5 off a pack of film. Ooh, excuse me. But they should be doing something these days. And I don't know why they wouldn't. Those packs are totally reusable, so I don't understand why they wouldn't want just to have those be sent back, because wouldn't that save them a lot of money? And they would have to keep producing those? I don't know. I'm telling you, Polaroid, you need to get me on your team. If you're watching, which I know you're not. When did I start to take instant photos? So as a kid, my brother got a Polaroid camera. It was the Joy-Cam. No. Yeah, the Joy-Cam. What was it called? Not the blue one, the tiny one. It shot the 500 film. But anyway, he got one. I wanted one so bad. I wanted to shoot instant photography or shoot a Polaroid camera so bad. But no, my parents like, no. And that would have been like 9 or 10, I think, at the time, maybe 11. And but they were like, no, and it's just a cost thing. Really, it was just, who wants to give a kid a pack of film, and it's gonna be expensive. They're gonna blow the film, and then they have to buy more. But so I understood that. But I really wanted to. So over the years, it was always kind of in the back of my head, but I just never kind of really gave it much thought. And then I started doing a series on another YouTube channel called channel's gone now. The channel was called Geeks Life, but I did a segment on there, and it was called Flippin' Geeks. And I bought and sold stuff and taught people how to, basically. I go to Goodwill, garage sales, and OfferUp, and Facebook meetups and things. And one of the things I bought was a Polaroid camera. That's how I got my Stranger Things camera. I got it for like $60. I was going to sell it, but I never did. Never got around to it. And partly because I was like, ooh, maybe I don't want to. Maybe I don't want to sell this. Because right before I got that, I did get an Instax mini camera, and I was kind of shooting that, and was doing for Patreon. I was doing a random photo every month of something completely random that you will get shipped to your door monthly. It was an Instax mini camera, but I cringe because I called it a Polaroid back then, and so I was kind of doing that just for fun. And then I got that camera. I was like, that was kind of cool. I mean, I don't really want to sell it, so I stashed it. But it wasn't until probably 2020 when I finally was like, I'm going all in. I was watching a bunch of YouTube videos one night, stayed up to like 3 a.m. watching some stuff, and that's what really just re-engaged my interest. I'm like, I'm going for it. I'm going to do it. So it was like 2020 when I really started taking it seriously. Went crazy, bought a bunch of cameras, and started making YouTube videos around it. If you could bring back any franchise Polaroid film, come on. It's an easy one. I don't even have to finish reading that. You know which one. You know which one I would bring back. Stranger Things. Come on. That's the one I'd bring back. I was hoping they would do one this year, but they didn't. So sad. But it makes sense. Polaroid never does a second run of a franchise. Am I wrong? They only ever do one, and then that's it. But I was hoping that at least this time they would, just because of how big Stranger Things is. But they did not do it. And I talked about this on one of my Instagram lives. I have an idea for a product that Polaroid should make. Again, Polaroid, hit me up. I can make you money. But I have this neat idea where it's kind of like a Polaroid Lab 2, maybe they could call it. I don't know, the laboratory, the workshop. I don't know, some weird name like that. I can get with their branding department. But basically, you can create your own frames with your existing photos. Like, you take your photo, you put it in this machine, you push a button, bloop, it sticks it through, right? And it lays down like a sticker type thing over your pack, over your already done photo. And you have your own frames. You can create your own. It'd be fun. And I kind of have an idea of how it would operate and work. But then you could have any franchise of any kind. So I am going to experiment with that on my own for a video. I have an idea to use like a thermal printer, like label printer, kind of do the same thing, design something up, a lot of cutting, but you cut it up and then you can like stick it on your own frames. It might work. So I was going to experiment with that. But I think Polaroid doing something creative with frames after your photo's taken, they're missing out. It's a missed opportunity. That's another product idea that they could do. So call me, hit me up, Polaroid. Hit me up. I'll make you money. One instant isn't. Oh yes, film was made in Italy though, so I was half right. I was half right. So yeah, I should probably wrap this up, you guys. This was so much fun. So much fun. I miss going live. This is just more of a casual one too. I typically have a much more, focused and on topic type stream. This is more of, I want to make sure this is ready because it's for the podcast. I'm testing for the podcast. I have a guest coming on and interviewing them, and this is what I'm kind of setup I'm going to use. I got to fix the lens. It's a little soft. I think it might actually just be the lens itself. We'll see. But that's happening on Wednesday. I'm filming that. We'll see when I release it. I may, batch record some stuff. I have reached out to my high school video production teacher. Yes, to get him on the podcast. How cool would that be? Maybe it's just for me, but have him come in here physically and kind of show him around. Like, look what you inspired. And I think that would just be so freaking cool. And ask him some questions, about stuff in life. I don't know. I think it'd be fun. And actually, I haven't checked my email. Let's check it live. Let's see if he's responded. I messaged him yesterday. Let's find out. No. Nope, nothing yet. Dang it, man. Wait, did it not load? iCloud storage is full. Well, oops, I gotta fix that. Maybe I'm not getting any more emails. Wait, would you still get emails then? Yeah, you should, but that'll be stored on your phone. Anyway, wish I could ban this person, but I cannot do that right now. I don't have the ability to do that with my setup. I have to go to the desktop. Too bad. But anyway, I'm going to wrap it up. But yes, I'm going to be bringing back live streams anyway, weekly, probably Fridays, I'm thinking. But right when I did say that, I said that to one of my clients. They're now like, oh, by the way, we're going to need you like on a Friday once a month. Like, so we'll see. I might have to do them on like a Saturday or something. But Live streams are coming back. A podcast is coming. A podcast is coming. There's so much stuff cooking up around here. I'm so excited for. I've never been so jazzed to make content in a long time. Right now I'm just getting that. Man, it's coming in. I don't know. My juices are flowing. My creativity's flowing. Got some really cool ideas. I have a board out there with probably like 60 video ideas, and I keep just doing the ones that pop in my head. I need to do those ones first. But thank you guys so much for watching. Consider joining the Spitfire Club. There's multi-levels, as we were saying earlier. It really helps the channel, honestly. And I want to provide even more value to you. That's why I implemented the Zoom calls. Once a month, we'll chat face-to-face with topics, plus interviews with other creators. I'm going to try and get on. I'll probably get Dave on here. He's pretty cool. He's probably down for that. But other instant photography shooters, maybe I can get Sweet Lou. I'll chat with him, see if he'd be down for that. But other types of people on there, it's going to be fun. I can't wait. It's really going to be super cool. It's all for, I mean, that's all for $10, by the way. How freaking easy is that? Yes, podcast is going to be fun. I can't wait. I really, really can't wait. Thumbs up. Thumbs up and away, folks. Peace. Yes, thank you so much. All right. Oh, I didn't play out the, check this out. Ooh. Wait. I forgot. I forgot to change the camera. It's set for my other set. But that was the credits for people. Maybe I should just play it. Can you still hear me when I go there? Well, I won't risk it. But thank you guys so much. I really appreciate you taking the time, checking out and watching, spend some time with me today. I love your questions. Keep them coming. If you want to get in contact with me more, check me out on Instagram. I heavily active over there. I post a lot of updates of stuff that's going on over there in the stories, plus giveaways. There's a giveaway still going on right now, by the way. There's still like 6 days left. That link can be found in the Halloween special videos. The last ones. There's 6 videos, 5 videos. There's 5 videos for that link to be on. I don't know. I did post the link in Instagram on my story. I don't know if that's still active, but maybe check there just in case. But giving away those filter packs. Yeah. All right. Wrap it up. Where's my button? Thank you guys so much. I'll see you very soon. Bye.